Hey, what's going on, y'all? Trent and JP here, back for JPStreetPerformance. Episode 15 of the Frank and Yoda. Today we're going to be removing the bumper, the fascias, the light bezels, getting this ready to do some metal work right here. Get this back panel here fixed, straightened out, and good to go.
We're going to remove that dent, you guys, so we'll teach you guys how to do that with simple hand tools, and we'll get the episode started. Thanks, guys. All right, so you guys, something to look out for if you are working on a Celica as well. We had to kind of figure out how that bumper came off. So there are 3 interior bolts, one under a rubber cap on both sides for the bumper brackets.
All right, y'all, when y'all are working with metal, you kind of got to read the wrinkles and dents that have occurred, right? So this is a shelf here. What we want to do is try to push this area out to get it back to its natural state so that we can push this back down. Because if you try to do that now, it's going to crease and it's just going to make things worse. So you want to try to get things as close as possible and work in an order so that you're not creating more damage as you go along. So as we hammered, we realized when this got pressed in initially, it actually creased over the inside of the car where the wheel well is for the spare tire, creating a very distinct crease that wasn't originally there. And it's so far down that we're probably going to have to cut this out and weld a new piece in with the roll possibly. This is salvageable. We can get this out and get it fixed. This part, however, is so into the spare tire well and so close that it makes more sense to cut it out.
Yeah, and by cutting it out, you guys will actually relieve some of this stress the metal is under. You can see it's pulling away from here. You can actually see it leaning in and pulling away a gap between these 2 body panels. So by cutting it, it'll also relieve the metal for us to work up here. We can get this all straightened out and then re-weld this. This is a very strong body line, obviously. It didn't get damaged, so we can reuse that same body line. We don't have the room to bring this out. So we'll cut it, relieve some of that pressure, and then work it out from there. All right, you guys, so as you can see, that's that shelf here that it had bent over. So we were able to cut just right at that shelf beautifully. And now we can almost massage most of this out by hand, but now we'll use a hammer and dolly, and then we can just build a panel from here to here, weld it from the inside. So we get a good weld on this floor pan, and then we'll weld it from the outside, and then that'll be all straightened out. Get you guys in close. So as you can see, we're working with multiple angles. We have a bevel here, and then a bevel more, and then a flip out. So it's actually coming along really nicely. We still got to work on some high spots and work on this. We should have a nice little crease line. So we're working on, you can get close in here, you can see we're starting to develop, oops, oh, there you go. Starting to develop our own crease line. So that's what we're working on now. And then once we get that crease line in there, it'll make it easier to work on two-dimensional planes. Right now, it's all kind of one plane here. So we need to get that, then we can work on this section, then we can work on this section, then we can work on this section. So that's what we're still working on, and then we'll lower this down. There's a couple little creases we need to hammer out, but if you look at the whole panel as a whole, there was a lot bigger gap here earlier, and that's already come back together. So it's coming along. All right, so most of this is going to be covered by the smiley bumpers anyway. However, guys, look here. A few low spots to planish out, but from the rear of the car, all of our edges are looking pretty good. Not too many low spots left to planish out. And then just a skim layer of putty will take care of all of this. And then I'll make, probably on a different video or just add it into another video, I'll make this patch panel. But that's it, you guys. That's getting a big crease, big dent out of the rear of the Franken Yoda project.
Well, we got way far in as much as we wanted to get to today on this one. Got these lines back in. The important part was we got the dent out. So after that, it's just basically like JP said, just filling in just a little bit with some of that putty, thin layers, just to make sure our lines look good and everything like that. And
yeah, that putty is really good for doing your body lines, just for making them precise. It's different than Bondo. It's a real thin putty, and it just allows you to get really good detail. Again, most of this is going to be covered, but still, you know, peace of mind knowing that it's fixed and it's fixed right, you know. So anyways, you guys, that was episode 15 of the Franken Yoda build. Some more metal work for you guys. If you like this kind of content, please think about liking and subscribing. It really helps push the channel forward, so we can keep bringing you guys this kind of stuff, keep working on projects. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned till the next one.
Later, guys.